Hello.
Hello. We are back here once again for the next episode of A Conversation with Kely episode. Who knows at this point? But as always, I'm here, my loving co-host Allie. How are you doing tonight?
I've been doing well. I was still a little under the weather today, so I stayed home from work. But obviously, also earlier, my boss could tell in my voice when I called. So, yeah. But so I just relaxed today. I did get some fresh air and take my goof for a walk just to get out of the house for a little bit. But yeah, I really just chilled today. Finished the menu, watched Barbarian for my third time, and yeah, and just did live night in our org, and we made merch.
We did. It was very fucking stressful, but we did. So let's go.
Yeah.
We can finally talk game. Let's go.
Yeah. But other than that, just pretty chill.
Yes. I am. I mean, I didn't do too much. I worked all day for the most part, and then went to tribal, and then went to live night, and almost got voted out. And yeah. But yeah. I first of all, we hope you are feeling better. Especially because like you're going to Vegas soon, so
Yeah,
we love that.
Really, that's left is just like mostly just my head's still a little bit hurting and such, but after a good night's sleep I should be way better.
What we don't love, however, is this episode of Big Brother that we're going to cover. This is the second double eviction, a real double eviction this time around. And listen, Allie, I'll let you say your thoughts in a little bit, but my God, I cannot remember a time where we got a more boring, dull, uneventful, deflating double eviction than we got here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was just worst case scenario after worst case scenario. There's almost nothing to talk about with this one. And I generally feel like, yes, there are things this season that have definitely ruined the momentum. This killed any sense of hope I have for the rest of the season. I am just so baffled by how this turned out.
Oh, me too. Like, I obviously, like, I love everybody as people, but like it was just such a boring
not so much anymore. Matt is definitely getting on my nerves.
I mean, yeah, same. But overall, like, this is just such a boring and predictable double eviction, and I'm like, ugh, I don't think we have much to say about it at all.
No, this was, I mean, this couldn't have been more of a 180 from the previous double eviction where, I mean, there was so much to talk about. There was so much suspense. There was so many factors going into it. And this was literally the most boring outcome we could have had. I would put this in a very similar vein to like the one we got in 23 when it was Tiffany and Hannah going back to back. But the only difference with that is that in hindsight, Azah made the right move because Hannah would have won. So I will definitely say that. Here, no. No, definitely not. This was like everything I was fearing in terms of a double eviction ended up happening here. So yeah, there's very little to really talk about, but we're just going to get into right now. So we do get a little bit of stuff before the double eviction happens. We see Jack says he decided not to use a veto, and though both Blue and America believe they're the pawn, she is the target. Blue feels that Jag didn't use the veto on her as he didn't really want to get any blood on his hands, and the plan is still in motion to get America out. America is really hoping that she's going to stay. She isn't taking safety for granted because if she's still here next week, Matt and Jag will be targeted by the American Revolution. I thought that was pretty fun.
It was funny.
And Cirie talks about how she would prefer that Blue stays. She didn't see a world where she's a target for Blue.
The only things I really liked about this episode were honestly the Blue in America stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Cirie had some good moments, but yeah.
I mean, and Cirie too.
Cirie says... Yeah, Cirie says she would prefer that Blue stays as she didn't see a world where she's a target for Blue and feels she would target Blue, but if she can't get him to stay, she wants Jag. If she can't get her to stay, she wants Jag to be the tiebreaker and evict her to her face so he can lose a jury vote. And I was like so ready for this to happen. This would have been such good TV. I really wanted this to happen.
I just really wanted that split vote so bad.
Oh, yeah. Because there's been so many times this season where like it seems like they're gonna do a split vote and then it just ends up being unanimous. And I really was feeling like this could be one of the few times this season where it actually ends up being a split vote. And well,
literally the only votes that were not unanimous were Izzy, Jared, and Red.
I know. And they were all pre-jury, so you know that's.
Mhm.
But I almost said pre-merge. It's not Survivor. But Felicia isn't really here for this. She doesn't want to go against Jag and thinks that Suri just doing this to work a jury vote to get herself to the end and feels she may need to start working on her own plan B. So she goes to Jag and says that she needs to talk to him and talks about how Matt would likely want to sit next to someone else and is plotting his demise. She tells him the whole house is coming after him, which Jag is very unsure why Matt would say that to Suri because it really doesn't make sense. So she tells him that maybe he's afraid to sit next to him. She also tells him that she's telling him this because she wants to show him loyalty. And she says her original plan is to go to the end with Suri, but she needs to have multiple people to take her to the end and needs to have Jag start visualizing her as a final two. I feel like this is a good move from Felicia, but it's a little too late in the game. I feel like if she really wanted to do this, she should have been doing this like when Jag was winning vetoes or last week. Like, I don't feel like this is the time to do this. Yeah. Like it's too little too late in my opinion. So like I'm happy she's doing this, but it's just like she should have done this a while ago if she really wanted this to happen. So Jag is unsure what to believe, but if she's trying to drive a wedge between him and Matt and has no idea what's true and what's made up, Matt is supposed to be his ride or die. We get actually a really cool like effect here where they basically like rewind us back to the night before. I thought that was a really cool edit. I kind of want to see something like that again. That was one of the moments I liked from this episode.
Same.
But basically the night before, Suri talks to Felicia that Matt said at some point that Jag has to go. Earlier that day, we see that Suri talks to Matt about how Jag has a stronger shot at the end, and it will be hard to talk it down. He says he thinks if he wins, he'd put up Jag and Felicia to ensure that they're in the final four. So, yeah, it seems like a done deal. Obviously, Matt doesn't stick to it. Spoilers, but, you know, that's for a different video. Let's just say Matthew Kleins, is that it? What's his last name?
Matthew Klotz or something?
I almost said Kleins, like the guy from 19 who eats cereal. Matthew Klotz is not on my good side anymore. I will
not
just
right
say
now.
that.
We're very disappointed in him.
Yeah, he's looking more and more like Matthew Tate every day. That's all I'll say. But basically, Suri says that Matt wanting to get rid of Jag is music to her ears, but she doesn't love that he wants to wait till Final Four. She wants it to happen now. She wants to expedite this plan so they can get rid of Jag immediately. And she's really working her magic here. Matt knows that him and Jag are big targets in the house. Everyone's afraid to go to the end with them, but he wants to let Suri know there's another path where it could be them in the end. He doesn't know if he take the shot at Jag, but he does know his chances of winning next to Suri are a lot higher, and he didn't come all this way just to take home a silver medal. So it seems like, okay, Matt's going to target Jag. This could actually very well happen if Matt wins HOH tonight. Is he going to target Jag? And, well, we'll talk about what actually happened. But I thought this was promising, the way they set this up. I like the way they covered all this. But we get to the first live eviction of the nights, and America's first to please. She starts by saying that Julie looks beautiful, shouts out to her family, and she says, "Mommy's coming home." I don't know if that was shade to Cam, but if it was, that
was so funny because like both Corey and America were like, "Daddy's coming home, Mommy's coming home." That was so funny.
Yeah. So she then says, show of hands to how many of them have been personally victimized by the Jag man, from the bad breath, the corny jokes, and the endless lap dance requests. This guy is a menace and he must be stopped. So she says to keep her there, she will not rest until they're free from Jag's evil wrath. She tells Blue that she's a queen and she loves her. I just love how unserious America is in these pleas. They're so very funny to watch.
Her and Blue are so good. I love them so much.
Yeah, I get the sense that like they're definitely going to be friends after this.
Oh
game.
Yeah, they are like besties. They just didn't align game wise.
I still very much contend that Blue not working with America was absolutely her downfall. I think if she would have stuck closer to her in the way that America wanted to stick close to Blue, I think she would have been in a better position. I think that her ratting America out was her downfall. It really was.
I missed the era when they had a final two.
Yeah. I mean, it's because she didn't want to target Corey in the way that she wanted to target Jared. That's literally the reason, which is stupid. But Blue makes a plea saying she doesn't know if she can top that. She then shouts out her family and Jared and then says it's been an honor and she loves all of them. She hopes she's made her parents proud. Hopes she gets the opportunities to prove that she's here. She's her. Kitty, kitty, purr. She then says to America, with all her lies and speculation, there's one thing she'll never take away from her. She's Team Brunette all the way. I thought that was pretty funny too.
I honestly like both their pleas. They were fun.
Yeah. So we get to the vote here, and like I said, there was potential here for a possible split vote. Was really banking on it happening, but unfortunately, it's not successful. Blue is voted out by unanimous vote of 4-0. And then we also were hoping that maybe she'd be blindsided, that she didn't know that she was the target. And she surprisingly is not shocked about this because Julie literally said in the episode that she was notified like before the eviction, which is just very, very disappointing all around.
So boring. Like, come on.
Like I really wanted to see just the shock on her face. I wanted to see her realize like how stupid she was being the whole, week and things like that, thinking that she was safe. And yet they fucking told her. So whatever. I guess we can never have anything nice. This is why we can't have nice things, Allie. It's because of this.
This is why we can't have nice things by Taylor Swift.
Is that a song by her?
It's a song from This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. It's from Rep.
Oh, okay. Well, when the Rep Taylor's version comes out, we will be listening to that. So I don't know why we're talking about this now, but stream 1989, I guess. Anyway, in her interview, Julie talks about how Jag said she was supposed to be the pawn and then was told minutes before they went live that she was the target. She says, well, she was surprised she knew a player as good as her has to be the target. And the look on Julie's face when she said this was priceless.
It's so funny.
Like, you could tell Julie's like, that's not the reason.
Yeah, like Blue's so fun to watch. She's very entertaining, but she's definitely not a good strategist.
She is a horrible player. Like let's not try to change things here. She is a horrifically bad player.
It'd be very entertaining. They should have Blue and America go on like Amazing Race together.
That'd be fun, honestly. I want to see that.
Because that'd be really fun.
Yeah, so basically she says that she knew she was the target last week. Like I said, Julie's reaction tells otherwise. She thinks that Jag had an inkling she was coming after him one way or another. She tells Julie she would go after him and Matt. After Corey, her biggest threat would have been Jag. So if she would have won the double eviction today, Jag's gone because of his comp win, social game, and thinks he's such an incredible player. I'm calling bullshit on this, to be honest with you. Blue the entire week was saying that Jag and Matt was like the people she wanted to go to the M with. She saw them as a 3. She kept talking about how she wanted them to be a 3. I don't buy that she wanted to get Jag out. I just don't buy it with the way she handled the week.
It's hard to say, really. Like, I think she could have, but I could see her also just doing like a backdoor.
I feel like Blue said this, so it could be like, oh my God, Blue was actually going to do this. Like, she's so iconic for this. And I just don't feel like she would have actually done it.
I don't know. So, it's hard to say.
Yeah. So she talks about how she has to commend him for his social game. I'm thinking, what social game? He's played like trash in that department. But she definitely feels most betrayed by Jag and Matt. But as a strong player and as a strategist, she knew their safety relied on her and hers relied on them. So she's not really blindsided. For her final thoughts, she asks the audience how they like her outfit. When Julie tells her that her and the rest of the jury will vote for the winner, she mentions that's going to be drama. And yeah, I mean, I will say right now, I think Blue is going to be an extremely bitter juror.
Honestly, I can kind of see Blue and Corey both being bitter. Maybe America too.
Yeah. If you look at her responses to about Matt and Jag particularly, they're not good.
No, literally, and then obviously they know, but like spoilers, both Blue and America literally go off on everybody and their like associations.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, like I'm fucking here for it because they definitely deserve to have that handed to them. I really hope that this is a jury that just drags the both of them for their gameplay. I feel like that's definitely going to happen. So yeah. Definitely. Anyway, that's the first vote. Let's talk about the second HOH because I think there was a lot of anticipation that this could actually be like a lot of fun, and it was not.
I was hoping for America or Sari. Or even Felicia.
We almost had Suri. I'll say that. We almost had Suri. We almost did.
So it's time for the second HOH. In our universe, Barbenheimer dominated the box office this summer, but in the Scrambleverse, things are a little different with 3 movie franchises dominating the world. Turner and Pooch, Ava Taylor, and Heisenheimer. At the beginning of each round, they will be sent three movie posters, each centered around a movie. They will guess either A, B, or C, and if they get it right, they will get a point. Whoever gets the most questions right after 7 rounds will be the new HOH, which was a fun comp.
So it was a fun comp. I was happy that it was very, like, strategic and things like that. I think there's been far too many comps, talking about the veto, way too physically demanding, way too skewed towards certain players. So it was good to see a comp that basically everybody can excel in, everybody has a chance in. I want to see more comps like this. However, let's talk about this a little bit, because really my thoughts going into this particular comp was, okay, as long as Bowie Jane or Matt doesn't, as long as they don't win, we should be good. This should be really fun. And for a little bit, I was like, oh my God, Suri has this. She's going to kill it. And then the tiebreaker happens. And well, just tell them, Allie. Tell what's the damage? Tell them the devastating news.
Right. Here. So, and though it's a close race between most of them, it ultimately, like, Suri was like in the lead for a bit too, I think, too. But
and she threw it. She literally threw it.
I know. It ultimately comes down to a tie between Matt and Bowie, with Bowie winning HOH for her second time. And I was like, okay, this could be good. Is she gonna, like, put up Dragon Matt? Yeah. We'll see.
I will say the only thing I was hoping for is that she did the same thing that she did on her HOH round, where it's like, I'm not going to do this, and then she does it. But here's the thing. Bowie is not really the player that she was 2 weeks ago, and this very much proves that.
Mm-hmm. So, you're going to say the nominations? And
I don't even want to talk about it, but Bowie goes ahead. She nominates Felicia and America, and for some reason thinks it's terrifying, even though these two have a whopping 1 comp win between them. America's 1-0, Felicia's 1-1. Like, wow, they're so threatening. It's so terrifying to put them up. Like, fuck off, honestly. So it's then time for the veto comp, and literally this comp, I'm not even joking you, was the exact same veto comp that Matt won in the last double. I was literally baffled. They're going to race to the enormous box of movie theater popcorn, retrieve the candy hidden in it one at a time, deposit them one at a time into the straw at the end of their lane. The first house guest to make a delicious candy cola by depositing 4 candies in their straw and hit their buzzer will win the veto. And what do you know? It's a super physical veto. Jag doesn't win, but Matt wins the veto here.
It's like a super easy competition.
It was a really easy competition, but it also was not a super easy competition for anyone that wasn't Matt.
Honestly, I think it was literally just America and Felicia that also had candies.
But the thing is, with the way it was designed, like, because of Matt being this, like, Olympic swimmer and things like that, he already had, like, an advantage that they didn't. So even though, like, yes, America and Felicia were doing well, they were missing shots. Matt was able to get 7 shots and get all 4 candies in, whereas America and Felicia were kind of struggling. So it was just such a frustrating comp to watch.
I think I saw Felicia had 2 and America had 1, but I could
Felicia was doing very well in this comp. I was really hoping that she would win this, but Matt was so fast. And again, because it's basically the same type of comp that Matt won on the last double.
I was hoping, though, for an America win, just because, like, it'd be spicy.
I want to see Felicia win, because I think would have also been cool. I just want to see anyone win that wasn't Jag or Matt. But of course, Matt wins, and America then pitches to Matt. Actually gives, I think, a pretty good pitch here. She says she just went through this twice.
I was so proud of her here.
Yeah, so we don't hear a lot of what she said. I'm sure we're going to see more in the Sunday episode, but she says that she just went through this twice. She doesn't want to be on the block again. Suri could go up in her place as Bowie has a deal with her, and she doesn't have her best interest in mind, and Matt denies this being a thing. There's no group between Suri and Bowie. Doesn't exist anymore. He's not even willing to listen to her here.
Yeah, she at least tried. Like, she put in some good work, but he would not listen.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. But Felicia goes to him, asks if she's safe, which Matt says she's good, and it's always going to be America. There's no doubt in his mind that it should be her. Why? Because Matt has a hard-on for going after women. That's literally what it is at this point.
Yeah, literally. It's annoying.
So suddenly everyone goes to him and congratulates him. They talk to him. Matt then, in a shock to absolutely no one, does not use the veto. So yeah, it's
Boring.
America and Felicia. Can we just talk about Bowie's HOH reign here for a second? Like,
It
listen,
was stupid.
I understand that Bowie is in this position now where she doesn't want to win the game. I get it. She doesn't want to win the game. She just wants to make it to 100 days. She just wants to be able to get to the end with Matt and Jag. She just wants people that she can work with. Okay, fine. But I don't think she realizes the power that she would have in this game if she goes for Cameron and Jag on both of her HOHs. Like, that is a serious resume move. Like, I don't think
Literally.
she recognizes
Like,
how
you know what? She could have at least, like, if she wanted to put up American Felicia, fine. She could have
yeah,
had somebody use it and backdoor somebody.
that's what I was hoping
Like,
she was gonna do. I was hoping that
that
she
would
would
be
still
interesting. It would have been cool if Matt did save,
yeah.
like, if she got Matt to save like America or something and put up Jag.
What I really wish she did was tell Jag, if you use the veto, I'm just gonna put up Suri and like America will
And
go.
don't.
And then actually put up Jag. I
Yeah,
think
just
that would have
delay
been
them.
yeah, I think that would have been really spicy. The problem with Bowie is two things. One, she literally has said she doesn't care about winning. Two, she just for some reason has this like deep-seated hatred for Felicia, Suri, and America. She wants nothing to do with any of them. She's been pissed at Suri and Felicia for a long time. She has this she doesn't like America. Like, I just don't understand what she's doing. I hope she realizes that literally
She didn't have really a relationship with Blue either.
no, she didn't try to work with anybody in the like that's the thing. Like, I sympathized with her when she was like mad at Felicia and Suri, but really looking back, and I mean, she didn't try to work anywhere else. She never tried to insulate herself in the house. She stopped. She didn't want to talk game in the first couple of weeks, and I thought that was like a strategic, like that was strategic for her, so she could kind of like gain her own information. But I feel like any sort of like hope that Bowie has a strategic mind is gone after this.
Really,
Her
like,
HOH was a fluke. Her HOH
yeah.
with Cameron was a fluke. I don't know what she was thinking here. Generally, I don't think she could have had a worse HOH than she did.
Oh yeah. This was like her first one was great. This one was terrible. Like, she literally ever since she stopped trusting Suri and Felicia, she's been just a guy's girl.
Yeah, it's very frustrating to watch. And look, I understand she needs to do what she needs to do, but again, I don't think she understands like if she gets rid of Jag, she is the front runner besides Matt. She is going to win the game if she gets rid of Jag. Like, it could very well have happened, and I understand she's not interested in that. But if she just for a second would have recognized it, it just what could have been. It's so frustrating. Bowie, honestly, I don't understand how she's gotten this far. I really don't understand. Like, I thought she was going to be pre-jury, and now she's still here.
Like, she's just so frustrating.
She's been so irrelevant, and now she's in Final Five. What happened?
And she's the one.
What happened?
And she's the woman who has the most conflicts.
And she's also the woman that has the least amount of chance of going this week. Spoilers.
Yeah, pretty much. Ugh.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Oh, you froze.
Okay, I think we need to have a little bit of a conversation here, Allie, about who's dumber, Bowie for her HOH reign or me for just accidentally unplugging my docking station. I generally don't know because
that's so funny.
yeah.
I was like, oh my god, you froze. I'm like, huh? What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what happened either. And then I was like, oh, I probably unplugged my docking station. What a dumbass. Anyway, let's talk about this eviction.
I would say as a player, you'd be way better than Bowie because you'd actually make moves.
Yeah, no, generally, I don't understand why. I just don't understand how Bowie got to this point, because it seemed like in her HOH reign, like she was interested in making moves. She was interested in like getting to the end. But I mean, even then she kept saying things like, oh, I just want to get to the next round. Like, that's all she cared about. Yeah. But I think we were hoping that like her saying that was her way of like kind of gaining information and things like that. No, Bowie's literally just a flop. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh yeah, she is like, ugh, she's so annoying to watch sometimes. Ugh.
She's like the worst kind of player because it's like she's not entertaining to watch. I mean, she has her moments, but like
She has her
I
moments,
wouldn't I wouldn't really say Bowie's like great TV by any sense. She
no.
doesn't make the moves you want to make. And then
like the only thing I find really funny is when she says, "Shout out to the woman watching my house."
yeah. And then she's mad when people are making moves that need to be made.
Ugh.
It's like the worst combination.
So boring. Oh my god. But anyway, it's then time for the second live vote and eviction of the night. America makes a pitch, nearly in tears, saying it's deja vu, and she tells Jag to forget her last speech because since he's not evil, she loves them all, and this has been her dream, and she's not ready to go yet, and wants to stay playing with all of them. That was really heartfelt because
I felt really bad for her because like she has been going for Jag, and now she realizes like she's kind of done. Like I really felt for America here.
Oh, I did too. I was like so sad for her, and I'm like, oh, she was just so emotional, and it's her dream.
Yeah.
So Felicia is trusting and believing their word and hopes her fate of a mustard seed continues to help her stay and to carry her further. And then, once again, a surprise to no one, America is voted out by a unanimous vote of 3-0. Ugh. Upsetting. Also, when everyone is celebrating making Final Five, Suri is not entirely impressed with what just happened. It was pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Like they were all like celebrating, and she's just like,
She's like, did you really have to do that?
Because I'm pretty sure she's annoyed that both Blue and America left.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely wanted both of them to stay.
Yeah. Like she just wants Jag gone.
Yeah. I mean, after this week, I don't blame her.
Exactly.
So I guess we'll talk about our interview.
Yeah.
Which was one of the best parts of the episode. Well, may I say, America's interview, top tier.
Oh, yeah. I loved her interview. It was great. So in her interview, America says she wasn't surprised as it was between her and Felicia and told everyone she was coming after Matt and Jag. So she knew she had no chance, and she knows their ideal Final Four is with Suri and Felicia, but not her. She doesn't think they made the right decision as she was coming after Matt and Jag, but they didn't know that because she was just lying to them, and she thinks they're going to win, and she's mad because everyone's just letting them slide through, even though they keep winning everything, so nobody ever has a chance, which, I mean, blame production for that.
Yeah, fucking preach it.
Literally. I love that she called them out, though.
Yeah, honestly, she did she said what needed to be said.
T. She's seen this over and over again, and they're gonna steamroll through everything. She's excited to see Corey again, and it's gonna be iconic that they're in the jury house together, and hopes they go very far. And jokingly says marriage, and hopes to continue where they left off. And that was cute. I love that.
Yeah.
She also rants about how it was impossible to beat Matt and Jag, and how she couldn't win anything, and they likely will win the game because of how impossible it is to win competitions, which we see happen. Preach. Because of how impossible it is to win competitions, which we see happen every season, but this is her dream, and she loved it.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about Blue, so I guess we'll take this time to talk about Blue and then also talk about America. So my thoughts on Blue real quick. I like Blue as a person. I think she was really fun to watch. I think she had some really great moments. I'm not a big fan of the kitty purr shit, but I do think that when she was just being her like authentic self and her like having this rage against like America for no reason, I thought it was really funny to watch, and I definitely did enjoy just like how direct she was. As a player, she was very infuriating because there were so many points where Blue had potential to do something and didn't do anything with it. When she was targeted, she rarely did really anything to save herself. Hell, the week that it was her and Jag on the block, they literally talked to each other. They didn't even try to campaign. Like, it was so bad.
So bad.
And then she was so naive the entire game. Her reads never improved. I was thinking when she was going after Jared that, okay, Blue's starting to get in a better spot. She's starting to realize what she needs to do. And she just never improved. Her game was just on such a steep decline week after week. And it was so frustrating to watch. Like I said, I enjoy her as an entertainer. I enjoy her as a personality, but as a game player, she's easily one of the worst of the season. Like, not even up for debate, in my opinion.
Yeah. I love Blue as a person. Like I always had I always liked her since preseason. I just thought she seemed very aesthetically pleasing. She seemed pretty iconic.
That's why I drafted her. Sorry.
But yeah, like I had a feeling she'd go far. But yeah, just as a player, she had her moments. Like she was good in challenges. She won one. She came close in some others, and like she could have won this veto that she was that like that's basically got her sent home. She was so close, but or sent to jury. But I mean, she still did very good. Like, but as a strategist, not really good at the game. She's socially she can be pretty good, because like she's likable, and like obviously she's good at challenges, but like strategically, she definitely needs work. And
yeah, it just
and, like, her reads are so off too. It's like, girl, what are you doing?
I think that was easily the thing that like frustrated me the most. Her reads were just so horrendous the entire season. They really never improved at any point. So yeah, it was just very frustrating.
And like I do wish like she's like her and America stuck with their final two. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll go on something else and work together, or maybe they'll come back for second chances and dominate or something. But overall I really do genuinely like Blue. She's very fun to watch.
Now, let's talk about America, because in contrast, I actually think America played pretty well this season. I think that we'll talk about the things she did wrong, but I love just the passion she had the entire game.
Yes.
She always wanted to make power moves. Like when Suri, Felicia, and Izzy were in power, she wanted to go after them. When Matt and Jag were in power, she wanted to go after them. She always wanted to take a shot at the power duo. She never wanted to rest. She never wanted to go after someone that wasn't a threat to her game. She had the correct reads the entire season. There's two major issues, though, with her game that like really do bring her down for me. One is her just simply not being able to keep her mouth shut. Any information that she was presented did not leave that conversation. She always told people. She was always leaking stuff. And this kind of gave her this reputation of being somebody that just kind of leaks information. And because of that, like nobody wanted to tell her anything. And she just didn't really have a lot of agency in the game because of that. And I think that really did hinder her. And then there was also the fact that, I mean, her and Corey never really got on the same page. They were playing vastly different games. And when they tried to come together, they didn't know how to really play together. And I think that really hurt the both of them. I talked about that before. I don't think they were each other's downfalls, but I do think them not being able to get on the same page definitely didn't help for sure. But her biggest downfall is not really her fault. She just wasn't able to win any competitions. So she wasn't really able to make the moves that she needed to make, and therefore wasn't able to have much agency in the game. People kept writing her off. People kept wanting to target her. People kept throwing her up as a pawn. People weren't taking her seriously in the house. And it sucks because I feel like America just had such potential. I really wish, you know what I really wish? I really wish she just won that pressure cooker. I think if she did, she would have been in such a good spot after that week. She had the correct idea. She knew what she needed to do. She would have probably gotten Izzy out, which, I mean, happened a week later, but she would have probably gotten Izzy out, and she would have been in a really good spot, I think, had she had been able to do that, had she have been able to have that HOH week. But unfortunately, because she didn't win, she just never was in a spot where she was really able to push much of anything. And because of that, it just really ruined her chances. It was only a matter of time before she was evicted. So yeah, America is someone that I was just really rooting for the entire season, but she just never was able to get to the place that I needed her to. So I would say she's not a bad player by any means. I think she has a lot of potential. I just think, one, she definitely overplayed a bit with how much information she told people. Two, she just really got unlucky in terms of the comps this season.
Yeah, definitely.
And also threw too many.
True. Yeah, she was someone I always had high hopes for. Like preseason, she was always one of my favorites. And I knew she'd go far. But yeah, just like I wish she won that pressure cooker. I wish she didn't make that deal with Cam. Because who knows? Maybe if she won and they didn't even make a deal, I feel like she could have also put him up in a way too.
Yeah.
But and then she came close in that other one. What was it? Was that the Invisible HOH?
Yeah. No, that was the yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah.
She almost won the Invisible HOH. And if she
Oh,
had, it would have been
wonderful.
so much better. Again, it would have been
But
such a more exciting week if that had happened.
it would have been so good.
Oh my
Like,
god.
yeah,
Yes.
she almost won a couple comps, and she just needs to like stop throwing them as well. But
And also, the pressure cooker would have mattered if she had won HOH. She was not going to go after that. It would have
yeah,
actually mattered.
mm-hmm.
The
I
pressure
know
cooker didn't matter.
that would have been so important for her to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like I really enjoy her. She's definitely very strategic, very social, but she also has her like moments too. Like obviously, her and Corey definitely don't really know how to play together because they do have very different games. But
Yeah.
like I love them; they're both adorable.
Oh yeah,
But overall,
they're probably one of the better showmances we've had in years, in my
oh
opinion.
yeah, definitely. They're just so
Mainly just
funny.
because they feel more normal. They don't feel like fake,
Yeah, they're very unserious. They're very funny, very sweet.
authentic.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very
Like us.
genuine. Yes. But yeah, overall, like I still really enjoyed her and I'm very proud of her. Like sixth place is still great. I just wish she won that double eviction HOH or veto.
Mhm.
But I mean, it is what it is. Maybe she'll come back and do
Yeah,
amazing and win the next season she plays. Like
that'd be
maybe she'll
great.
pull it.
Oh, uh-oh.
Or do you want to assume?
Yeah. All right. Now you froze. I don't know what
Okay,
happened,
so
but
what did you hear last? Or
I
before?
don't remember. I think
Like
you said
before
maybe next time. I think you said like maybe next time.
yeah, it was like before StreamYard rudely disconnected me.
My God, how dare they?
Right? But anyway,
And StreamYard. No, we love StreamYard.
yes, we love StreamYard. But anyway, yeah, I
Yes.
definitely think America will like do really well her next
Mhm.
time.
Me too.
I could see like oh that's what I was gonna say. I think she could pull a Nicole like on her second season and win. So
Yeah,
maybe
I honestly could see that. She
yeah, I
has it
could
in her. She absolutely
yeah,
has it in her to win, especially being such a fan of this game. She
yeah.
always had the correct idea. She just never was able to like do anything about it.
I know. She just needs to win those comps.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
I'm
it's
so
kind of hard to win comps when they're not equitable towards you, but yeah.
when they're tailored towards strong men.
Yeah, and with that said, let's talk about this final five, even though I don't fucking want
But like
to.
overall, I'm still very proud of her and she did very well.
Yeah.
And let's talk
Uh,
about the 25.
Very sad to see her go, but let's talk about this final five, y'all, because like this fucking sucks. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the weakest final fives I think we've seen in a very long time. And
What?
honestly,
No, I
like,
wouldn't say weakest. It's because there's been worse.
I mean, yeah, but you compare it to last season, which was like so exciting to watch. At this point, you had Brittany being a mess, like trying to go for Taylor. You had Turner having to vote for his best friend. Like you had a lot of interesting stuff going on. And you literally just have like Matt and Jag dominating. Like that's all that's happening at this point. It's so unexciting to watch. And
It's so
it's
boring.
just it just feels like they are giving us the most boring result every single time. Like, listen, I want to believe that Suri can still win this season, but with how this week is going, I generally don't know. I don't know at this point. Like, I want to hope she does, and
I
listen,
will say, go ahead.
if Jag wins the season, like it's great representation. I'm not taking that
Yeah.
away from him. I've loved all of his scenes about him talking about like him being Sikh Punjabi and his culture and things like that. That's really good for the show in terms of things like that. I just am not impressed by his gameplay. And it's mainly
Me
because
too.
I feel like if he wasn't winning comps, he would be out by now. Like that's generally how I feel. And then when it comes to Matt, like, yes, Matt has played a really strong game, but it's not like he's made like all these amazing moves and there's so much that he's done that we just have to credit him for. Like, I just don't really see Matt that way. He's kind of, and I do think this person was a more deserving winner. He's in a similar camp to Xavier for me from 23, where it's like he played a good game, but he didn't play this like amazing game that I like really want to win. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with Matt right now. Like, I think he's played a good game, but it's been mostly boring in terms of the way that he's played.
Yeah, he's definitely done like very well, like socially and strategically, but like it's just very like basic his game.
Yeah, and then obviously Suri and Felicia, I mean, just fucking queens, honestly. They're just absolute queens, love everything that they do. I mean, I don't love Felicia inadvertently ratting out Suri. I don't love that. But I mean, the fact that Suri is in Final Five, how can you tell me she is overrated when she is in Final Five of BB25? These people wanted her out a long time ago, and she's still here, which is incredible. Felicia being here as well is also incredible. And then you have Bowie, who just like isn't here to win. Like, she feels like such a non-entity at this point. And the thing that sucks is like she's basically now become the third for Matt and Jag, and it just
literally she's literally that person you can just take to the end and win against.
Well, Jag literally wants to take Bowie to the end now just because like he thinks that there's going to be a bitter jury at him, which the thing is, like, I think there's going to be a bitter jury towards both of them. If Matt and Jag are at the end, I think there's a bitter jury either way. I think even Bowie, there would be a bitter jury.
I feel like the only people that won't be bitter at are Suri and Felicia.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I think they would not be better at them at all. But I think if anyone except them gets to the end, I think we're definitely seeing a very bitter jury. And it just really sucks because like this season was so good in the first like 60, 70 days. But then we had that zombie twist happen and it just has never really recovered since then. The season really has just never been the same. Because I saw people say, oh, the season got boring when Izzy left. But like we had that great double eviction. So I would not say that it was in any way boring after Izzy left. I think what absolutely killed the season was that zombie twist. There was a week where nothing happened. There was time for people to do things they otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. We had Cameron get revolving doors, so there was a lot more time to send him out. We had Jag just really dominating comp after comp after comp that was so similar. We had 2 weeks in a row of Jag being HOH. Like it has not been the same season since that zombie twist. And it's like the perfect example of like, you have all the right ingredients, a great cast, a really fun, I think a really fun theme. I think they've actually done quite a bit with the multiverse theme that I've enjoyed. Yeah. I think they've had a really fun theme. I think that the gameplay was really good, but then you have a twist that you have one element that just completely ruins it all. And I feel like that's the best way to describe this season. Yeah. I generally
pre-merge was so amazing. Oh.
Yeah, I listen, I don't want to be a pessimist. I just don't have any hope when it comes to this season anymore. I'm accepting the fact that Matt or Jag are probably going to win, and good for them at this point.
I'm just hoping for a Suri or Felicia to win this round.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that can happen, but knowing this season, it's probably going to be something really fucking physical, and Jag's going to win. And if Jag wins, then it's over.
I hope it's memory.
I hope so too. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not a spot the difference comp.
Well, memory or a crapshoot.
I swear to God, if it's a spot the difference comp, I will literally lose my mind. But yeah, other than that, really just not enjoying this season anymore. I hate saying it because we have covered this entire season, but I feel like you can just chalk it up to a few things. One, I do think the season was too long, 100 days, just not ideal for Big Brother. I think they need to go back for like 80 or 70 day seasons. I think that's definitely better. Because I mean, the majority of these players were checked out after like day 70 something. Like, let's be real here, they were. Suri's been over it for a while, so like
she just wants to go home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her, especially with how the game's gone. So, like, you know, I think 100 days is just too much, but I also think that these twists just need to be formatted. The twists need to be reformatted. The comps need to be readjusted. Like, there's just a lot of things they need to do to really get us back to what this season could have been. And I generally think this is going to be one of those seasons where we just kind of think about, you know, what could have happened if we didn't do this. And I hate that it turned out this way because, like I said, it was so good for a bit. But I've really just like lost all hope at this point.
I
So
have
that's where I'm
too.
at.
Like, I'm yeah, this end game, it's just gonna be so boring
Oh, underwhelming.
unless they can get Jag out. If they can somehow get Matt to backdoor Jag or Bowie,
It's going to be a long shot, but yeah.
we'll see. And then like if Suri can like really do her magic and like just really talk to him, maybe, but we'll see.
Listen, all I think that would take is for Suri or Felicia to come off the block. They make a deal with Bowie. They tell her we're going to take you to 3, and then
Yes.
it either ties, and then Matt determines what happens from there, or Bowie actually does vote with her. But that
Yeah.
second thing, I think, is a long shot.
We'll see, right? Ugh.
Yeah. Especially with
Also,
the way Matt's
also
been
in our
talking to Suri.
Yes. Also in our draft, the only person I have left is Jag. You have the rest. Well, and then Suri, we have no. We obviously
You probably have the winner. You probably have the winner.
we don't. None of us have Suri because at the time she wasn't part of the
Yeah.
cast. So, or that we didn't know that. So
I
you
have
have
Felicia and Matt and Bowie. So
Yep,
let's
and I have
go.
Jag. And then
Yeah,
if Suri wins, none of us win.
I know. I mean, everyone wins, but yeah.
Honestly.
But yeah, other than that, I think we covered pretty much everything we needed to here. I don't want to dwell on this for too much longer. We're almost done. We're almost done. It's
Oh,
just
wait, I'm trying to
really
think.
disappointing how
I
this
think
played out.
are we gonna do Final Four on its own because it's a live episode?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Okay.
So yeah,
So we'll
because
do
the way they're doing
yeah,
it this season is a little bit different. They're going back to Final Four just being one episode.
yeah,
It's going to be like a full round, pretty much like as a live episode.
yeah,
And yeah, we'll definitely do a live episode for that. Obviously, we'll be doing the week of Final Five. I don't
yeah.
want to discuss this week because
And then
it's
so yeah, we'll just
horrible.
so
But
we technically only have 3 more. We have Final 5, then
yeah,
the Final 4 episode, and then the recap/finale.
yeah, we're not doing the recap of the recap episode. We don't talk about that. But
And we can just do like maybe we can just like before the finale, we can just kind of like just
talk about part
and-
one. Yeah,
we can just do like a little bit of it, but we just kind of just do like the brief really
yeah.
important stuff and then like
Mhm.
and then like HOH part 1 kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I think we pretty much covered all we needed to. Ali, do we want to go ahead and plug some things?
All right. So obviously, stay tuned for our ongoing coverage of Survivor. Next week we're obviously not doing it live because I'll be busy that night, but we will.
But this season is so good. I hope it stays
So
good.
good. Yes, I hope so because they're at merge now. So hopefully it's still amazing. It probably will be.
Yes.
So we'll probably cover that like next Thursday or so when I'm home.
I know someone else who is at merge now.
I know.
Yeah.
And then obviously Big Brother. We're gonna we have just finished off that, like we said, just Final 5, Final 4, and then the little recap/finale episode.
And then also very exciting, basically a more cracked version of Big Brother, House of Villains. I mean, it's basically Big Brother, but like way more insane.
Yes,
So like
we need to like watch episode 2 and 3, and then we're gonna do the first 3 together because of the first elimination.
I do.
And
I
then
think the
that,
elimination. I think the elimination happens like literally right in the beginning, and then it's like they go into the next supervillain comp. So
okay, that'll be interesting. So yeah, right after the first 3, we'll do that one weekly.
Yeah, and we will say loving it so far, just absolutely top tier. Can't wait to talk about it.
Good.
So all the other shows, as Ali has alluded to, we will like Traders Canada and things like that. We'll eventually do a season review for. We were gonna do coverage of Traders Canada, but it's just we're too deep into the season now to where I don't think we can justify it.
And also, like that's another show that kind of makes sense for maybe just a season review.
Yeah, I think so too. But other than that,
and then everything else, the moles, the circle, the Traders US, Surviving
that weird James Bond show,
yes, and also
Squid Games.
Yeah, buddy games, all that stuff like are just going to be season reviews and things like that.
there's a lot of reality TV. It's too much. But
That's
anyway,
like that's
um,
like the stuff we're gonna do when like Big
yeah,
Brother and Survivor are done and
yeah.
something things like that.
But yeah, other than that, I think that's
Oh,
pretty much it.
also, this is like the shortest episode I think for Big Brother 25 so far.
There's nothing. It just tells you how little there is to talk about. Yeah. But yeah, literally watch this and then watch like our previous ones. Like they were literally almost 3 hours. There was so much to talk
You
about.
know,
But yeah,
they're
I mean, this
usually at least
season,
like an hour and a half, roughly.
this season has really dropped the ball, and I think this double eviction absolutely just like completely decimated it for me.
Yeah.
Any sort of faith or hope I had, it's gone. It's really gone, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, comment down below, let us know what you guys are thinking of this season. Really hope it can turn around, but my hopes are like kind of diminished at this point. I will be honest with you on that. But other than that, so this video, and remember, couples who podcast together stay together. We will see you guys later. I have to go to bed.